Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl. She was loved by everyone who knew her, especially her grandmother, who totally adored her. Her grandma would always pamper and spoil her in any way she could. Once she bought her a beautiful red velvet coat with a little red hood, and the little girl loved it so much that she wore it all the time. This is how she got the name Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood's family lived in a village, but her grandmother's cozy little cottage stood in the forest. One day, Little Red Riding Hood's mother said to her, "Please, take this cake and a bottle of wine to your grandmother. Unfortunately, she is sick, so a little food will do her some good. Be careful and stay on the path. Don't wander off into the forest."
"Trust me, mother. Everything will be all right."
Little Red Riding Hood took the basket and set off. She left the village, went through the fields, and finally reached the huge forest. As she was wandering through the forest, she came across a wolf.
Hello, Little Red Riding Hood.
"Hello, Mr. Wolf."
Where are you going so early in the morning, dear?
"To my grandmother's cottage."
And what do you have in your basket?
"A cake, freshly baked this morning, and a bottle of wine. My poor grandma is very weak. Maybe the food will help her regain some of her strength."
And where does your grandmother live, dear child?
"Here, in the forest. Her cottage stands under 3 big oak trees, surrounded by nut bushes. You must know it."
Of course, it's not far from here, about 15 minutes. I can go with you, so no harm will come to you in this dark forest.
After they had walked together for a while, the wolf said,
Little Red Riding Hood, didn't you notice these beautiful flowers? You walk right past them as if you were just going to school. Wouldn't it be nice if you picked some flowers for your grandma?
Little Red Riding Hood looked at the sunlight dancing across a field of flowers in the woods and listened to the birds chirping away beautifully.
"You're right, Mr. Wolf. My grandma would love a beautiful bunch of flowers. It's still very early, so I have plenty of time. I won't be late."
So she left the path and started to pick some flowers, and as she did so, she went deeper and deeper into the dense forest. The wolf waited until Little Red Riding Hood had disappeared into the forest, then he ran to Grandma's house and knocked on the door.
"Who's there?"
It's me, Grandma, Little Red Riding Hood. Open the door. I brought you some delicious cake and wine.
"My dear Little Red Riding Hood, I'm so weak. I cannot get up. Come in, the door is unlocked."
The wolf took his chance and went into the house. He made his way over to the bed and quickly gobbled Grandma up.
So fresh and delicious. Now for my next meal.
Grandma's clothes were folded up on the chair from the night before. The wolf put on the skirt, squeezed himself into the shirt and tied the bonnet on his head, then lay down in the bed. He pulled the blanket up to his face and waited. Little Red Riding Hood had picked so many flowers that she could hardly carry them.
"Oh, I completely lost track of the time picking these flowers. I must hurry to Grandma's house so I won't be late."
She continued on her journey, and within a few minutes she was under the 3 oak trees at the door of the cottage.
"Grandma, it's me, Little Red Riding Hood."
She was really surprised to find the door open, but she thought,
"Poor Grandma, she must have been waiting for me. She's even left the door open to hear me coming."
She went in, but she could tell something wasn't right. Nervously she called,
"Good morning, Grandma."
but no one answered. Grandma was laying there with her bonnet on her head, but she looked rather strange.
"Oh, Grandma, what big ears you have."
Oh, the better to hear you with.
"Oh, Grandma, what big eyes you have."
Oh, the better to see you with.
"Oh, Grandma, what big hands you have."
Oh, the better to hug you with.
"Oh, Grandma, what a big mouth you have."
Oh, the better to eat you with.
The wolf jumped out of the bed and gobbled poor Little Red Riding Hood up. Then he climbed back into bed as if nothing had happened and fell asleep. He snored so loudly that the windows of the small cottage started to rattle. A hunter was passing by Grandma's cottage, and when he heard the racket, he said to himself,
This old lady snoring is very loud. I hope she's okay. Maybe I should go in and check on her.
The hunter went into the cottage and found the wolf in Grandma's bed and dressed in Grandma's clothes.
I've got you, you scoundrel! I searched high and low for you, and now there's no escape.
He took his gun and was about to shoot the wolf when he realized that the evil wolf might have eaten Grandma and he may still be able to save her. So he did not shoot, but took a pair of scissors from a drawer and quickly cut open the sleeping wolf's stomach. He immediately saw Little Red Riding Hood and released her and her grandma.
I was so scared. It was really dark in the wolf's stomach.
Little Red Riding Hood got some rocks and the hunter stuffed them into the wolf's stomach and then stitched up his belly and they all hid in the room. Soon the evil beast woke up.
Oh, my tummy really hurts. Of course, I had a lot to eat, but I didn't drink enough.
The wolf went to a nearby stream, but as he tried to bend down to drink the water, he lost his balance and fell in and drowned.
I told you that I get you, you scoundrel.
Grandma ate the cake, drank the wine, and she felt much better. Little Red Riding Hood promised to herself that she would never stray from the path again.
If you liked my story, don't forget to subscribe and never go alone in the dark forest.